Testing. 1, 2. Three, 4. Testing.
Working right now, yes, sir. I got it running already.
Okay. On Friday, we have a recorded classes. And at 2 o'clock, we're setting up early.
Okay.
And it's possible I'd like it recorded with YouTube. Are there things can I do that? Can you do that?
Get a hold of us when you get ready to start. We'll push you when the time goes and ready to start. That way, because we have it locked up now because somebody they kept getting turned on and we got no strike. We get one more.
In the system for reserving, I put down, set up at 1 o'clock, or number 2. I'll be here probably between 1 and 1:30. And I asked for chairs, and we want the folding chairs, not these chairs.
The white ones there?
Yes. I wish I had a more comfortable one for you.
Oh, yeah. We put a knee in them.
Anyway, so.
Friday, 1 o'clock.
All right.
I would have loved to help you, but I'm not here. Right, I took the weekend.
She got YouTube. She got YouTube.
You didn't send it to me. Had you sent it to me, I would have. You didn't send it to me. Had you sent it to me, I would have made sure, like, these folks would have wrangled me up. Like, here, come. They caught me in the hallway, like, you're
Between
coming.
1 and 1:15, I'll be down here.
Okay, you're good. Yep, I got my key. Okay. Kind of like my residents call me while I'm doing chapel on Sunday. And they're looking at the TV while they're calling me. I was like, okay. Yeah, I laugh. I just look and I'm like, you're looking at me during the sermon and you're calling me. I'm not supposed to stop. stop the sermon and answer or what? And it's never anything big. It's always something real little. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keeps laughter in your life, that's for sure. Yep. Oh, you might as well forget it. So if anybody asks, we are recording it on YouTube. Yeah, you're good for that. It's okay. Just read it slowly. Just read it slowly. That's what I do. I just slow it down. And, yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. Right. Trying my best, you know? Oh, I didn't start the meeting. Something I can get? Okay. just like it when it rains overnight. You know, not in the day, but I mean, not in the daytime, but at night. Yeah. Yeah, right, right, not at all.
Glad the curtains are closed in the back.
Yes.
Here we go. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. This is my last time to stand before you. Well, thank you. And this is our last annual meeting for the year. Madam Secretary, do we have a quorum? Okay, a quorum has been established, and we'll move on to the invocation by Etta.
We're waiting for the preacher who's late to church to sit down. He's walking around greeting everybody as if he came on time. And he's still greeting people as if he came on time. We gotta love him. And then our chaplain walks in as well, so we're getting ready to do the invocation. Yeah. All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, what a privilege and honor it is to be in a community such as this, a community where laughter brings us the joy of the Lord, which is our strength. We thank you that as we walk through this season of Advent, that you are our hope, you are our peace, you are our joy, you are our love, and we're so grateful. God, as we gather to discuss the business of this organization, this community, we ask that your Spirit would lead and guide us in all of our deliberations and all of our decisions. And we thank you for the residents who hold this campus together, those who work tirelessly without pay to volunteer their services to make sure that we experience your best here. So God, be with us today. Strengthen them as we move through this Advent season. Give everyone here that special embrace that we need as we just celebrate the story of the retelling of the birth of your Son while we anxiously, excitingly, with all anticipation, wait for your second coming. We bless you today in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. If I can make a brief announcement since I do have the microphone, Madam Chair. The YouTube is working, and you are being recorded, so be on your best behavior. We have done changes to the system so that there are things that we can broadcast, and so between Jono, myself, Mandy, and Jada, if you have questions about whether your event can or cannot be broadcast, you can ask us, and you can also ask for our assistance, and we will come and help you take care of that. So I know that's something we've been waiting on. Spectrum spent all day Thursday and Friday rewiring and getting everything going. So we're good with YouTube and we're good with channel 2492. So I just wanted to let you know that. So if you missed some key points today, you can go back and listen to the broadcast if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
Our next order of business is the approval of the minutes from September the 8th, 2025. They were printed in the Lake Hunter Herald in October. Do we have a motion to accept these minutes as published? Thank you. Thank you very much. The motion has been made to accept the minutes from September. Do we have a second? Nancy second. Okay. Nancy and Meryl. Thank you. All in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion has passed. Paul is going to present the treasurer's report next, and these are in your packet.
We started the month of November with a balance of $60,636.22. We had receipts of $3,900.36 and expenses of $931.57, giving us a balance at the end of the month of $63,605.01. FYI, today we went to the bank and withdrew $42,000+ for the Christmas fund, so next month that balance will be significantly lower. And then the Vol Shop, they started out with a beginning balance this month, the month of November, of $34,029.26. They had revenues of $1,706.07, no expenses, so they had a total balance of $35,735.33 in their bank account, and then they also have in a CD invested at 3.92%, a balance of $41,405.97.
The treasurer's report is accepted as presented. It doesn't require a vote. Our next order of business is the neighborhood reps and new resident introductions, and that will be done by Pat.
Good afternoon, everyone. Anybody need an agenda? We have a few more here, if somebody missed one. One of the things that we really, important part of what we do at Resident Council is really take an opportunity to highlight our neighborhoods, both our neighborhood representatives and our new residents, if they happen to be here, so we can introduce them for the first time. And sometimes it can take a while before someone gets to their first meeting. But we hope if you haven't been before and been introduced, you'll let us know that you're here. So I'm going to start in an order I normally don't start, and I'm going to start with Regina, and she's going to tell us what's going on in the Lakeside neighborhood.
Good afternoon, everybody. We just had a very nice party on Friday night for our Christmas event, and I think everybody had a great time, and we had absolutely gorgeous decorations. I don't know if any of the Phillips, except Taylor, is here. Nobody, Neela's not here, right? She did all the decorations for us. Well, tell her what we mentioned her name.
Her son is coming to visit for Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's her excuse. Okay, that's fine. Well, tell her we appreciate it again, 100%. Yeah. And we do have some new neighbors. So Joe Riker is right back there, and he has a wife, but she's not here because he's making her work today. So he said, you know, she's got to feed you. Yes, I understand. I understand. So Joe's moved into Lakeside Court. He's right on Lakeside Court. I don't know the number, but it doesn't matter. And we have another family with us. This is Sarah and Larry Howe, right there. And they've been in a little bit longer than Joe, but this is the first time they've come to our meeting. So thank you for coming. I hope you find it informative. I'm sure you will. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Regina. We noticed you didn't say, we hope you find it exciting, but informational. That is terrific. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm wandering around looking for the next person I need to call on and wondering where I'm going to see. Here's Bill Endress from Building A.
Thank you. We had a Christmas party with A and B together last week. Typical great safari. Now, new residents. We have Steve and Pam Bradford in A208, and we have Peter Sika in A105. No, they're neither one of you.
And we had a fabulous party that we'll wait and let Linda tell us about the fabulous party. So I'm going to head up this way, and I'm going to hand this over to Janet and our ALF neighborhood rep.
I have basically no report except to say that jeepers, my mind faded. Roger and Joanne Kripe will be moving into Unit 355 in assisted living in another week or two. Huh? Oh, tomorrow, okay. I knew it was soon. Not today.
Yes, well, Great Dane. Not quite. We do love her. I'll hand this over to Allison from Terrace Gardens and Waverly.
Hello and Merry Christmas. We have new residents. Did I see June McBride come in? There she is. June, would you stand up? June just moved in last week with her husband, Larry Munt. I have your little package that I was telling you about. And they are coming to us from Westminster Bradenton. And they are looking forward to getting their boxes unpacked for Christmas. And our neighborhood has a soup, chili, salad, January, winter kickoff for our year coming up in January.
Thank you, Allison. And now we will hand it over to Linda Demers from the B Building.
Good afternoon. We have two new couples in our building. Very interesting, nice couples. Unfortunately, they're not here today, but I will tell you their name. So if you see their tag, they are great conversations to be had with them. And that is Enid and Rich Kopalka, and they are on the second floor of 4 Bunker, and Linda and Doug Cannon, also on the second floor. So please, if you see them, stop and have a conversation. Also, in 4 Bunker, we have beautiful decorations. That is because of Pat. I had an unfortunate medical situation, and she came to the forefront and organized and planned and worked her little heart out to decorate there. As well as many other people, we always have a whole bunch of people show up to help. So that's worth taking a look at. And on Friday, yes, we did. We had a wonderful social. A, B, Nora Rife, and Highlands. And we do what we call decorating the family tree. And this is something that was started way before I came, which has been 7 years. Of course, you remember Carol Van Toon and Chaplain Etta used to do this every year. We had a tree that we put the lights on, and then we would have hot chocolate and cookies. The new residents would come down and put their ornament, senior moment, ornament on the tree, and then we have a box of ornaments that contain the ornaments from people who have been there previously, and such as my husband's ornament went up this year, and it's always a very nice, a little bit solemn, but very memorable time. So we had that on Friday. Thank you.
I would just like to take a moment to say something about the foyer bunker lobby. Many of you might have known one of our residents who sadly passed this year, Buffy Roller. And I want to simply say Buffy Roller knew how to decorate the world with style. And every year, she either personally made the bows, the wreaths, the decorations, or instructed and helped guide us in doing those things. And she was a bit bossy. She did a wonderful job. So we had one of her wreaths that the box was still there that said, "Property of Buffy Roller, do not touch." But other than to do the right thing, which is to put it up and decorate it. And then she was always saying, we need a bigger wreath on one of the walls, and we never got one quite big enough. Well, this year we got a larger wreath, and we constructed and did bows and did things. And I want to thank Neela Phillips Taylor. Tell her she got 2 call-outs at this. She's a fabulous bow person. I'd love for you to go over there and see. There's like 3 of them on the wall. So it's really kind of in her memory and the joy that she always brought to decorating. And it always looked better after Buffy touched it. So I want to share that.
Pat has the next part, too, so I'll sit back there.
This is a section of the agenda that we've had lots going on in 2025, and we just wanted to take a moment to remind us of how much we've been doing together. So let's please remember the Residence Council is made up of every resident that we have on campus. So this is about what all of us do together. Individually, there are people that meet in groups, and there are people that you elect as officers or belong to committees. So some of these things get done by a few people at a time or larger groups at a time, or all of us together. So please know that every accomplishment that is made by the Residence Council is made by all of you. So I'm just going to list a few of the accomplishments for 2025. We had 4 quarterly meetings. This is our 4th of the year. And we did have a quorum for all of them, and they were well attended, even in one of the terrible thunderstorms that we had back in September. Your executive committee, the people that are up here at the front today, met 12 times this year regularly and had meetings of somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours and 15 minutes at a time. So, and occasionally had briefer communications ongoing all the time. We also ran events and technical assistance for the support of the first Holler-In survey for the Westminster Lakeland community. And a real shout out to our neighborhood representatives for all their assistance in the events, getting the survey instruments out, encouraging people to get them in, and just doing so many things that help make that a success. This past year presented, along with the administration, 3 forums that we held, and those concentrated. One of them was on the budgeting process, something that many of us consider to be a bit mysterious, and Westminster uses some terms related to it we might not be familiar with, but I think after we had our budgeting forum and then discussed capital projects, we all had a better understanding of, one, how Westminster overall looks at identifying capital projects, and then certainly how we can be part of that. The second thing that we did was 2 forums that concentrate on the results of the Holler-In survey and also concentrate on the action plans that the administration here at Westminster Lakeland basically developed so they can specifically address those areas that we, the residents, say need improvement. And Doug has presented those at some of his chats as well. It is an ongoing part of the job that he and the administration here are charged with doing, and that is to work on improvement to the areas that we have identified that need improvement. We also conducted this year the first ever capital project survey of our residents to determine what projects they place the highest priority on, and this information will help guide capital investment in the annual budgeting process. The results of that were in the Lake Hunter Herald, and along with that, we received over 50 suggestions for other projects than those that we ranked that had already been identified, excuse me, as needed. One of the things that we did this year, of course, that's not something we're going to do every year, we had a 70th anniversary celebration. 70 years ago, Florida Presbyterian Homes came to be, and with that, we felt like it was important that we take time to honor those that came before us and gave us the opportunity to live in this wonderful community. So we concentrated on 4 events. The first was we went to the city of Lakeland where we received a proclamation. It's now framed and in the history room, which you go through on the way to Foyer Bunker. We hope that you will take a look at that. We also had cupcakes and cheers to 70 years. We did that in 2 installments. One we did in the Lakeview dining room for anyone that would like to come. And then we had a second event in skilled nursing on the 2nd floor of Porter McGrath. And they had a great time too. I will treasure the picture of Marie Smith, who passed this year, with her cup of celebration eating her cupcake. She had a wonderful time. We also had an event, Honor Our Past and Celebrate Our Future, where we brought in every chair we could find on campus and filled this auditorium and had literally a packed crowd and so many meaningful remembrances of the people that were involved at the very beginning of our campus and also to those that have helped us along the way to become who we are. We then celebrated with a wonderful meal down in the dining room, so we did celebrate our future as Westminster Lakeland. And our final event was Building Our Community, where we had Dr. Gene Scruggs and John Curtis, architect, come together to really talk about buildings and people and some of the history. And all of these events were wonderfully well attended. And the spirit of celebrating this year, we think, was wonderful. So we hope those of you that love to do these things will be thinking about the 75th anniversary, where I will not be on this board. The executive committee, but that could not have happened. We must have had probably 40 different people that really made all the different pieces of that come together. So it was a lot of people working together. The executive committee and the wellness committee and all activity group leaders came together this year to do something that we hadn't done in this way before, and it was to hold an activities fair. And over 100 residents came by to learn about both activity groups, which are funded by you, the residents, through your annual contribution to the resident council budget, and also about interest groups, which are run by our residents. And we have interest groups all over campus, and many of you, some of them have 2 or 3 people participating, some of them may have 40 or 50 people participating, but it serves a purpose of answering many different interests for people on our campus. We also talked about many volunteer needs that we have on campus, and there's lots and lots of volunteer opportunities, so we hope that you will keep those in mind. One of the things that we're going to be initiating that's going to be a little different, we have talked about before, how do we track our volunteer hours, and we haven't kind of plugged into the Westminster system. So we've been talking with Jada, and she is our new activities person, and she will be responsible for tracking volunteer hours. So we want to really make this a very robust thing. A few people have figured out how to do this on MyWLife. Congratulations. For many of us who are much better with paper and pen, we will have a monthly form available, and it's very much like that monthly form that Allison has developed where you're used to tracking your steps or whatever. So monthly, you will track your volunteer hours and times that you do things, and then you will turn it in at the end of the month over to Jada in the Foyer Bunker. She's right off the Foyer Bunker front lobby. She'll have a basket there that will be for you to turn them in. And there's lots of reasons that we need to do this. One, it really helps maintain our strong nonprofit status of giving to the community and giving to ourselves, but it also can be used as grant matches and other things that can attract other funding to activities we might want to do on our campus or that Westminster Larger might like to do for all of the campuses. But the other thing is really it's a story that we tell about how we are part not only of this community and serving each other as residents, but all the work we do out in the larger community. That's our churches, that's our civic organizations, that's all kinds of organizations. So I really urge you to fill out this form. It's very simple, and if you have any questions, you can ask Jada about it, and she is going to have an article in the January edition of the Lake Hunter Herald really explaining how this will work. So I just wanted to alert you to that. And with that, I would just like to thank you for the very successful year that we've had this year. It's all about you.
Thank you, Pat. We go now to the Finance Committee. That's Tom Mook.
Hi. The duties of the Finance Committee for the past few months have been to raise funds for the Employees Christmas Fund Drive, which is how we, the residents of Westminster, are able to say thank you to our staff members and workers who serve us every day, and they do it with courtesy, grace, and a smile. The drive is now complete, having raised the amount requested of $42,000 and just a little bit more. The envelopes with the names of all the employees have been prepared, and everyone is invited to a Christmas party in the newly redecorated dining room this coming Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. From 2 to 3:30, at which time the employees will drop by to receive their envelopes with your thanks. Okay, next, request has been submitted to approve a new activities group, which is to be named the Westy Gardeners Group, to take care of a few gardening spaces on the property. The executive committee has brought this to the Residents' Council for approval, and is this where I ask for a vote? Although, I would ask a motion to approve the Westy Gardeners Group. What am I trying to say?
The motion has been made from the Finance Committee that we approve the Westy Gardeners as a Residents' Council activity group. I actually need a motion on that. Does somebody? Can we know what that is? What are they going to do? Who's here? Who is here that's on that group that can? Beatty? Yeah, okay.
There are two neglected gardens here. I'm Baby Raymond. There are two neglected Thank you. I'm Beatty Raymond. There are two neglected gardens we've noticed here. One we call the dining room brick walkway, and the other one is the ALF, I think it's the ALF fenced-in garden. Over the years, people have been working to do something about it, but it seems to have just fallen through the tracks for the organization. So what we started to do is make him Florida-friendly, which means that you put in plants that essentially all you have to do is maintain and prune. We're working on the garden on the dining room. It's sort of funny. We would plant, and then it would be disappear and disappear. And we could never understand why. None of you would have taken them, of course. And finally, I found Rick, who said, I said to him, I don't understand why these plants are disappearing. And he said, well, Beatty, we keep getting cited by the state of Florida because we're planting where we're supposed to be putting the oil from the kitchen. And so we always have to take it off. And I said, well, how deep do you think these plants grow? Like 4 feet? But anyway, we are now learning that mulching and cooking oil go well together. So that would be the change. The second thing is the ALF garden. We're working very hard to make it, again,
that it's a permanent kind of garden. So it's really pruning and watering as we work on it. And then the third thing that we're doing is, if you all walk to the dining room, you will notice that fence, that tall black dark fence, which is just, people have tried to plant it forever. Well, guys, you need sun to plant, grow. So what we're doing is we're going to cover that whole wall with bird houses. No birds, just bird houses. So we started to collect them, and if any of you have any bird houses that you would like us to hang there, we will be doing that next year. Does that answer the question? And so what's the money for? Fertilizer, no labor, mulch. That's it. And we're looking for members.
They're budgeting $400. 400.
They're budgeted for $400.
Sounds like a good investment.
Yeah.
So I entertain a motion to approve. Fine, we have a motion. We have a second.
It came out of committee, so it doesn't need a second, so. Okay, who, I'm sorry.
Who made the motion?
Bill, okay.
And the second was
We didn't need,
Tony.
it doesn't need a second.
Yeah, it actually does.
The motion has been made and seconded. I stand corrected on that. The motion's been made and seconded that we adopt the West Gardeners as a council activity group. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. The next item is the approval of the 2026 activity group's budget, and Tom will present that as a Finance Committee request.
That's in your packet, about 3 sheets down, listing all the activity groups, their allocations for this year and their proposed allocations for next year, which actually comes up a little bit less than last year. So after everybody has now looked at it, I ask a motion to approve.
The motion has been made to approve the budget for the activities group for 2026. You'll hear a motion. Okay, John, you made the motion. Okay. Who's the second? Dave, thank you. The motion has been made and seconded to approve the activities group budget. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? No.
And then the next sheet down in your packet is the 2026 proposed fund drives. Your activities fund drive would run from March 2nd to May 4th, and the goal is $9,600, $60 a person recommended, as it was this past year. The annual employees Christmas gift fund drive will start September 7th and run through November 2nd. The goal is $42,000 with a suggested individual contribution of $200, which is the same as it was this past year. Would there be any discussion on it? If not, I ask for a motion to approve.
Is there a motion to approve? Thank you. Marge, thank you. Second? Jeanette.
Thank you.
Marilyn, yes, thank you. The motion's been moved and seconded to accept the activity budgets, the Residents Council Fund Drive and the, let's see, we have the Finance Committee's Fund Drive for next year, the fund drives. Are there any other questions?
Have we met our goals?
I'm sorry?
Have we met our goals?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And then a little bit more. Thank you.
All those in favor of approving this item, the approval of the funds drives for next year, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, Linda will now give us the dining committee report. Thank you, Tom.
Okay. Has anybody noticed there's anything new in the dining room? We were closed down last week to accommodate the installation of the new carpet. Prior to that, we had painting that was going on in the evenings. So we'd come in for lunch and we'd kind of look and we'd say, something's different. So they're working hard. A few glitches on the first day last week, but they seemed to iron those out fairly quickly, although I did hear a few little things here and there, but 5 days. However, they will be closing the dining room tomorrow, and we're going through the same process. Assisted living will eat in their dining rooms, and independent living will pick up their food in the dining room entrance, and that's for 1 day while they're putting in the new furniture. So we're getting new tables and new chairs, and I want to stop and make sure that everybody understands there's a lot of misunderstanding about the tables. We do not have all 4 tops. We have 60-inch tables and 42-inch tables, and they will be put around, and they have a plan. However, they're not bolted down, so we have a plan. So we are going to work very hard to accommodate everybody, because I know we have people who like to eat in groups of 6 or 7, and some in 4 and 5. We will work very hard to make sure that we accommodate everybody in the dining room, because it is about having friends and family for us, with us for our meals. And there will also be a future date which they will be doing the electrical and putting in new lights and new sconces, and also changing out the tiles in the ceiling, and all the pot lights are going to have covers and LED lights. So it will help with energy costs as well, and it should be very bright and beautiful in there. So we're pleased that that's being accommodated. And I want to thank everyone for being so patient with last week and getting through that. Also, in the new year, we will be addressing the walker and scooter situation in the dining room. This is a must. This is a health and safety issue, and we've discussed it briefly, but there again, we will make sure that everybody is comfortable with what our plan is, and we will be talking to everyone and every table there to make sure that everybody's comfortable. And if you're on the dining committee, we have a wonderful committee. It's a large committee. Doug is on the committee. The director of dining services, Brad, is on the committee. The executive chef is on the committee. Tony is on the committee as head of the food wonderful affairs that we have, as well as someone from each of the neighborhoods. So everyone is being represented, and you will hear that list shortly. We have changed the date of our meetings because we were having difficulty finding a place to meet. Now that is one of our challenges here, is finding meeting places. So we will be meeting the first Tuesday of the month at 1 o'clock in Lakeside Lounge 2. So that's going to be our new meeting date. So that's it for the dining committee right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Now we will move to the report from the nominating committee, which Linda is kindly covering in the absence of a chair. So we will proceed with that. She will present our slate of officers.
Madam President, the nominating committee submits the following nomination for officer of the executive committee. For the officer of treasurer-elect, Jan LaCree.
The nominating committee has submitted for the office of treasurer-elect Jan LaCree. Are there any nominations from the floor? Any nominations for treasurer-elect? Without objection, the nominations are closed. All those in favor of Jan LaCree as treasurer-elect, say yes. She is elected by acclamation. Thank you.
Madam President, the nominating committee submits for approval the following committee chairpersons and members. For the Finance Committee, the chair is Tom Mook, who is appointed by the Executive Committee officers. Members at large for this committee, class of 2026, Kes Pluskonis, Eunice Udick. For the class of 2027, Neil Greenwood, Mace Hunter. Nominating Committee, the chair is vacant. Members by neighborhood, class of 2026, Margaret Wolf, Lakeside. Rachel Bedford, Highlands. Ray Borkwine, Fore Bunker. For the class of 2027, Nancy March, Terrace Gardens, Waverly. Carol Hoffman, Bauer Haynes, A Building. Sarah Olilla, Assisted Living. Dining Services Committee, Linda Demers, appointed by Resident Council officers. Members by neighborhood, class of 2026, Deanne Fleming, Highlands. Janet Jones, Assisted Living. Dottie Penland, Terrace Gardens, Waverly. Class of 2027, Gwen Duckworth, Lakeside. Marilyn Christie, Bauer Haynes, A Building. Ray Burkwine, Fore Bunker, B Building.
All those who approve of the named committee chairpersons and members say aye. Are there any opposed? This motion is passed. This approval is passed by acclamation. Thank you. I would like to thank the nominating committee for their dedicated work this year in finding residents willing to serve on these important committees. Remembering that the committees are the lifeblood of our organization. They're the folks who do the work, the committees and the activities. So we thank you for those approvals. Oops. Our next order of business is the swearing in of officers, and the Reverend Etta will take care of that.
In just a moment. All the officers who are newly elected and ready to be sworn in, if you would please stand. Just the officers. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your volunteerism in holding these positions. I know that you have considered them and not taken them lightly, as they do require quite a bit of work. And so I am here to swear you in the presence of your peers and colleagues today. And as I read this, you will repeat after me, except for the part when I say I, it will be your name. Okay? I, and then say your name. Do solemnly affirm. I will faithfully, honestly and ethically perform my duties in my elected office in accordance with the resident council bylaws of Westminster Lakeland. Thank you. You are duly sworn in. Let's give him a hand.
Okay. Got to get to the right page. Okay. All right, well, the next thing on the agenda is announcements, questions, and discussion, and Pat and I will handle that. But first, Pat will explain the new interim executive committee members.
So I have just a couple of things that I wanted to add. Let me first of all say special thank you to all these people who have served this year. All those things I was talking about earlier, they have been busy, busy bees on your behalf, and I'd like to thank them. I'd also like to thank Martha Pope, who served us most of the year as our secretary, and to thank Susan McPhail-Taylor, who served us most of the year as our nominating chair. All of these people working together has been how we've accomplished so much during the year. We do have some vacancies that are going into the new year, and I wanted to tell you how those are being handled. The executive committee from time to time appoints interim officers or interim chairs of committees until such time as we have new ones nominated and elected. So we do have two people that will be have been selected by the executive committee to be interim officers in 2026 as we start the year. One of those is Alice Collins, who will be serving as our interim secretary beginning in January, and also Allison Braun, who will be serving as our interim nominating committee chair. We also want to tell you that we have vacancies going forward for president-elect and also for a secretary for the remainder of the year after Alice serves as interim. So if you're interested in either of those positions, we would urge you to contact one of those newly appointed nominating committee members or Allison Braun, our interim chair, and let them know of your interest. If you have any questions about what those positions involve, please ask those of us that have served. Want to say thank you to Jeannie Watkins today for stepping in and being our secretary for this meeting, and for her service as secretary to all kinds of committees through the years, and we just appreciate her so much coming in and stepping in with us today. But if you would like to serve in a way that you'll know what's going on all the time, this is the good news if you like to do that. But it is a very important role in these positions, so please let us know if you're interested, and we'd be happy to share with you. With that, I'll turn it back over to Lucia.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Dwayne Hopkins at this point to make an announcement.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to see you all. I'm sorry that I don't always call you by name. It's not my intent. But I would like to talk about two things this afternoon. Number one is to acknowledge or recognize and thank those who have volunteered to participate and represent us in the Westminster Games coming up shortly. How many of you are in that group? Thank you very much for that. Yeah. And that leads me into my second thing, and that is another set of games that happen about 3 weeks after the Westminster Games conclude, and that's the Polk Senior Games, something that we've been doing since 1992. Series of 2-week series of events, actually, because we have about 100 different events. The only eligibility requirement for those games is that you must be 50 years of age by the end of December next year. Anyone not qualified here? And it's interesting to me that the competition, and it's friendly competition, we like to promote that idea, It's friendly competition and typically by age group, 5-year age groups, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, 90 to 95, or whatever the case happens to be. And typically you're competing with your own gender, men golfing against men, women against women, and so on and so forth. And I want to make it clear that to participate in the games is not necessarily a physically active activity or event. We've got a number of games that are more, what should I call them, intellectual, mental, require some brain work, and I understand that that's just as important to our longevity as some of the physical things that we do. There's games like chess and cribbage, and a game called Pepper that I've not played. Let's see, what else? Sudoku. Oh, guess who's one of our volunteers up here? Bridge. And one that I like especially is Senior Smarts. Where's Judy, my neighbor Judy that walked in earlier? She loves to watch Jeopardy oh, there she is. And I like to watch it too. Well, that's our version of Jeopardy. And again, we play by age group, so you're competing against people your own age. Some terrific questions they ask. One of mine last year was, what's the second longest river in the world? Amazon, right. Let's see, what was another? What's the occupation of the 7 dwarfs? See how tough these are?
Miners.
Mining? Mining, yeah. And a third one, how do you spell Schenectady? Now, that's a little tougher for me. We're a not-for-profit organization. We do charge a small fee. We're dependent upon sponsorships to cover all the cost of the games. And I'm pleased that Westminster Lakeland has become one of our major sponsors. So this gives us a chance to get out and talk a little bit about our community and to those who might be interested in joining us here. Why am I bringing this up if the games don't begin till the 28th of February? And here we are in early December. Registration starts the first Monday in January, which I think is the 5th, but it ends on February the 6th, 3 weeks before the games actually begin. So I wanted to let you know about it. Chris has done a good job of letting you know about it in the Herald, and she will again next month, and you'll see posters around the campus about it in the days to come, and I hope I can put something in the scoop about it. The games take place all over the county. This is a Polk event, not a Lakeland event, although many of the events happen here in Lakeland. But we're in Mulberry and Frostproof and all the other communities in town, in the county. And it's another attempt to encourage volunteerism. You've heard a lot about volunteerism today, and we certainly thank all these volunteers, but this is another chance, and Paul's been one of our main volunteers. Who else has participated in the games, may I ask, beside me? Where's Neil? Oh, there's Debbie. Very good. If you have any questions about it, my name and contact information are in the Herald or in your directory, so call me. If you want to today, there are 2 ways to register, but don't try it yet because it doesn't open until the 5th of January. This little booklet, or this year's version of it, is being printed now, and if you'll give me your name and address, I'll make sure that you get a copy of that. If you participated before, you'll get a book automatically. The rule book is this. Inside is the registration form, but this year you can also register electronically with your credit cards. So we're moving into the modern era here. So I hope you'll join me. It's just a lot of fun. I'm competitive, but I'm not super competitive. I enter cribbage, for example. I play cribbage once a year in senior games. If I were super competitive, I'd be practicing every week in a cribbage club or something like that. It's just fun to get out and meet some new people and some new competition and to enjoy myself. I do the same thing with Sudoku, just for something to do and meet some other people who have similar interests. So I hope you'll think about it. Remember, registration opens on the 5th of January, but don't look before then or you'll become very frustrated. So thank you for listening to me, and thank you for the opportunity to present this.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Are there any other announcements? I need to make one announcement, and that concerns some confusion over the Lake Hunter Herald publication. A note went out this month, or last week, about going entirely to electronic distribution of these notes. We've done some rethinking on this with Doug just this afternoon, as a matter of fact. We will continue to print as in January, as we always have, to give us a little time to work out a process for getting everybody who needs a printed copy, and then for those who want it electronically to receive it that way. So that'll take us a little time, so we're giving ourselves another month. But we are working towards that. It's a very expensive process. There's a lot involved in time, both time and expense. So if we could reduce the number of copies, that would be very helpful, obviously. But for right now, we're okay. No panic. We're good. So thank you for that. Anything else? All right. I'm sorry? Question?
For the newly created Westy Gardeners, who's the chairperson?
I assume it's Beatty at this point, at least interim. It's Beatty Raymond. Okay. Thank you, Beatty. This is a much-needed project. All right, closing remarks are for me. Do you do another question back there? Thank you, Pat. Did you, everybody hear her? If anybody wants to inherit Dick's Santa Claus suit, see Pat after the meeting. Barbara after the meeting. Thank you. We know where it is because Doug's going to wear it this year. In closing, I'd like to say what an honor it has been for me to be your president for the past 2 years. It's been a lot of work involved, a lot of meeting new things and new rules and regulations as Doug and I both came together to Westminster as leaders at the same time. Neither one of us had much idea of what we were doing as far as Westminster's procedures went along. But we've learned, and it was a sharp learning curve, but we both have grown and learned. And I have to say, to Pat particularly has been she literally has been the wind beneath my wings this year. It's a tremendous help to me in many ways. I'll say goodbye to you, and I turn this microphone over to Pat.
I'd just like to say a special thank you to Lucia. She could never know that when she had started 2 years before these 2 years, that she would be stepping in at a time that we would lose some of our wonderful leaders, that we would be affiliated with a new organization, that we'd have a brand new executive director, and bless her heart, she would have a bad accident about 2 months into it. So anyway, thank you so much for your graciousness in serving us and in representing us so well with others. With that, I would simply like to say, have a happy new year and have a blessed season of remembering why we are all here to celebrate together the spirit of this place at this time and in this sanctuary, which it is for many of us. And please come on the 18th of this month when we will have our annual Advent service, because to me, that's always one of the wonderful times that we're able to come together and bring our spirit in campus to celebrate the season. But don't forget to sign up downstairs in the dining room so you'll have a meal to go to after you finish. So with that, I will declare the Residence Council annual meeting adjourned.
Excuse me, everybody. Can I have your attention, please? Hello, can I have your attention, please? I want to say something. It wasn't mentioned here today about the decorations. Dennis and I had tirelessly did 3 days of decorating at ALF. And I just wanted to bring it up because it wasn't brought up. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you very much, Tony and Dennis, and they are lovely. Go by and look if you have a chance, and I'm so sorry we didn't mention it earlier.
Joe, my name is Tony. I don't mean to.
Okay, well then, yeah, I just, we'll be, okay, I know where I'm just starting, I know where some of the cuts are. Yeah, so how many? We can do, yeah, yeah. Right, right. No, I just said, how many are there? I don't know, that's what I'm trying to find out. I'm doing right now, 275 copies a month. 55 go together. So I know that's right. I'm going to stop sending to Marcus. When they want to, I send them the original, they can print their own. Thank you.
See what that's an expense.
But I will then follow that up with Dan.
It's
I know how many I have in Terrace Gardens, so I counted that. So basically, I just give the apartment, then I wouldn't have to do so many houses around and then it's all just. So I'll follow up. Right, and if you guys want to get together after the holiday. Yeah. I'll be printing in December 29th, something like that. I'm printing after Christmas for the January issue. Don't expect. So we're going to so I'm like, whatever, you know, it's free time. We were okay on the show. Yeah, right, the twist. Your, report that you read in the middle there, for the total bill this year, that's a perfect report for us. Oh, okay. Are they having the meeting this month? I guess, I don't know what happened. I know we're not gonna do the Zoom meeting on Christmas Day. Right. That would be the 23rd. So, well, yeah, I guess reporting out on, yeah, our accomplishments for the year. Yeah. But that, I can't agree. Good. So, and I was, part of the reason I wasn't going to actually write down, and actually, there was for Gene's sake, just in the, and I can't remember what, oh dear. Well, I never did actually count